Hi, thank you so much for tuning in to Stay by Plan. If you'd like to advertise or partner with us, contact us at staybyplanpod@gmail.com. That is staybyplanpod@gmail.com. Thank you. Accra be hard, so stress for the yard, but we still go day streets, we for find some meats.
Stay by plan, stay by plan. All the girls, all the boys, for stay by plan. Stay by plan, Accra, stay by plan. All the boys, all the girls, for stay by plan. Stay by plan, stay by plan. All the boys, all the girls, for stay by plan. Just a stay by plan with Afi and Zuu. All the G's for Accra, shall we did for you? If you also want react, then that be cool. Hashtag stay by plan, shall we did for you? Welcome back, guys, to your favorite podcast, the best podcast in Ghana, Stay by Plan. So, before we get into today's episode, there's a few things we have to go through. Thank you guys for listening to our last episodes. The last episode was with Zubi.
Yeah.
Very interesting. You know, we spoke about food. You guys check it. I don't want to talk too much. Check it out. You listen to everything that we said. Once again, we have the Stay by Plan tote bag. Yeah, if you hold it up. Very good. Good girl. Stay by Plan tote bag, available on Instagram. Send a DM to @the_design or send us a DM and we'll help you out.
We also still have our gibbets for sale.
Still have our gibbets for sale, yes. So get with the program, guys. Always remember, share the podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend to also tell a friend that Stay by Plan is the best podcast and they should check it out.
Hey.
Yeah. Just let them know. And of course, our social media handles everywhere at Stay by Plan Pod on TikTok, Instagram and Twitter. At Stay by Plan Pod. Okay, so I also want to give a quick shout out to Erica. I met Erica at Palm Moment. She was, had a great conversation about podcasts, about Stay by Plan. So yeah, thank you so much, Erica, for supporting Stay by Plan. Can't do it without you. Big love. Also, I'm wearing this Palmer Calcio jersey I got it from G Sports GH. Check them out on Instagram. Football season is coming up. Copy your jersey, support your team. Ladies, copy a jersey for your man. Copy a jersey for yourself. Show up to your man's house. Be like, yo, babe, I got the new Arsenal jersey. Surprise them.
Hey, you've really spoken today.
Oh, yeah.
And in the last episode, too, you really spoke. Like, now you're really doing a lot for the intro.
It's necessary, yes.
Okay.
You have to do it.
I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get right into it. So today we have yet another special guest. And I'm actually very pleased that you were able to come through for us. And I've been meaning to talk to you since last year. And I told you about it. So I'm happy that we have you in the studio. We have the one and only Cathy Morton. If you don't know Cathy, then that means that Charlie, when it comes to fitness and things in Ghana, the society for women to be like fit, you are not part. Because she's one of the main people that would pop up whenever we talk about women in sports or like getting, not like women in sports, like getting the everyday woman to be more sports inclined, if I should say. So yeah, we have Cathy here. Hi Cathy, how are you doing?
Hi guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. We're very pleased to have you in our presence.
Yes, I think she told me almost a year.
Yeah.
I was pregnant by then.
Okay.
And so I couldn't. So I can't believe it's been almost a year.
Almost a year
yes.
already, so fast, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we're glad to have you here. Now your pregnancy has
evolved into.
I know, she's watching us.
She's watching us,
what's going on? What's my mommy doing today?
Yeah.
But Zuu doesn't like children, let me just tell you now. So
really?
I would like to say that it's not that I don't like children. I just can't imagine myself living with children for a long time.
Oh.
I like them 2 hours, 3 hours.
But then after
fun.
that, you can't.
It's okay. You go back to your parents.
I think that's with most men, not just you.
because
Even those who have babies. After
it's
a while,
a
like,
lot.
go to your mommy,
It's a
Anyway,
lot,
that's true.
It's a lot. It's beyond me. I can't do it. But respectfully, I respect everybody who decides to have kids, and that's your choice, and I hope you enjoy it. Are you enjoying? You're enjoying being a mother, right?
Yeah.
Hey, how many years have you since motherhood?
Okay, so my son is almost 13.
Okay.
And she's the last one.
Yeah.
So like it's a whole journey. You
A
know, I
whole
have
journey.
a teenager, almost a teenager, and then I have a newborn.
Yeah.
So like I'm just
There's a
in
gap,
the
yeah.
mix of
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Do you think you're done?
Yeah, I think I am.
That's what they always say. Then
Right,
2
then
years
come back
later.
again.
Considering my age, I think I am done.
You're
You know,
done.
I've wanted to have another one. I think I'm done now.
So, I mean, before we get into the whole question thingy, I just want to know who you are. I want you to explain who you are to everybody because I feel like I didn't really do justice.
Really?
Or what you do, who you are, and what do you do.
So my name is Cathy Morton. I'm a sports entrepreneur, and I'm also a fitness enthusiast.
Okay.
Like I like exercise, so I'm in the wellness space, if you'd say. I'm also a race director, and I'm also an advocate for anything to do with women. If it's equality for women, women's rights,
Mental health.
yes, women's mental health, and economically empowering the woman. So, yeah, that's who I am.
Okay, that's nice.
Very nice.
That's a nice outline, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, then I think you're the right person for this conversation. But before we get into it, I want to ask you. I heard you have a vegetable garden,
Yeah,
and I like vegetables.
He's vegan.
I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that you're vegan.
Yeah.
Yes, so.
So
Wow.
yeah, tell me about. I like vegetables, but I don't like them enough to grow them.
To grow them. Oh, you should, because once you start, you just fall in love with it.
Yeah, even
I
more.
just decided to do it during the COVID. We're all at home, we're bored, we weren't doing anything. I'm like, let me just do something. And I'm like, let me start a garden. And it was so fulfilling when I actually saw the first fruits, like the joy.
The best feeling, yeah. Yeah.
It's the best feeling in the world. And then from soil to my plate, like that whole experience was great. So now, because I had a baby, I was on pause, but now I started growing, and you said I actually gotten a bigger space, my backyard, and I want to do a whole farm. Also
Wow.
because Charlie, now things are expensive.
Yeah,
Stay
yeah.
by plan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Charlie, you go and buy tomatoes, like you buy what you used to buy. You have to buy 2 or 3 times. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I saw that. I told my husband, like, Charlie, I'm going back to my garden.
Yeah, that makes so
Yeah.
much. Like, just walk outside, just pick your. And
Your
today I
own.
want to make this, pick this to go back in the
Fresh,
kitchen.
right?
You don't even have to go outside. You don't have to go far.
What was your first vegetable?
So I grew some herbs, parsley, coriander, forgotten, and then I grew tomatoes. So those were my first. So
Oh, that's
just
nice.
the herb, because herbs are a bit easier to
Yeah.
manage.
Yeah.
And then I started really going into the stuff, the normal things I use at home. Yeah. So I encourage anyone to do. You can even just do potted plants at home. You don't have to have like a big space.
Yeah.
A lot of my plants are in pots in my backyard. It's not that I'm going to go to soil, and people think that you can't grow. I grow contour, everything in a pot, and
Yeah.
it still comes, the same way. And yeah, I just encourage everyone to, if you want to go on a healthy journey or just to save, money or as a hobby,
Yeah.
I would encourage anyone to go for it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I know that. You know that feeling when you grow something. I bought a plant, like those small plants that they sell on the roadside, and I put it in a pot, and I was watching it, and it was just growing. I just felt like, wow, I felt so amazing. Like,
You just feel in touch with nature. It's like
Yeah.
you become at one with nature.
Yeah.
So that, and another thing about the farming is it just made me appreciate farmers more.
Yeah. Because
Because
it's
It's not easy
especially
at
with the tomatoes. And I was doing all the research. I was actually making compost from home. Like when we finish eating, when we peel stuff, immediately I gather it, put it in there, and let it decompose, and I use it. And then I see insects, and I have to get how do you call it, something to put on it, and then I get something rotten. Like it's
Yeah.
a whole process, a whole process for. So you go and buy tomatoes worth 20 cedis. Do you know how much that farmer has
put
farmed? How many weeks
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you're getting that 20 cedis worth
Yeah.
of
It's
tomato?
crazy. And it's just like one group of insects can just come and destroy.
just mess everything up.
Yeah,
It's
that's
wild.
wild. I'm glad. I think I'll definitely try it one day. Not right now, but
Soon.
soon I'll definitely try. So what would you suggest we start with?
Definitely the herbs.
Herbs, yeah.
Yes. And if you want to start, I think you should get the seedlings. Don't start with the seeds because it's a bit tricky. You need to get the right soil.
Okay.
Don't just go to your backyard and go and take soil over there. I actually took my time to learn. So you need to get soil with the right pH.
Okay.
And you need to get, variable seeds, very good seeds.
Okay.
And it takes a process. So it's better to get the seedlings. They're already maybe 2 or 3 weeks old, and you just transplant into the soil. And then it's a good way to go. So herbs for sure. And then you can start with the peppers. Peppers are also
Quite easy,
Quite easy. Tomatoes are tricky.
Yeah.
You need to get your stick when it's growing, the stem, so it doesn't break
so
and fall.
okay.
Yes, I need to make sure that the tomato doesn't get bottom rot. Like it's a
Wow.
lot.
Wow.
Temperature wise, the sun, scorching sun, there's so many variables. So I think the herbs, you can plant them on your porch, veranda, even some are indoors, or even regular flowers, just to give you a head start as to how to take care of plants.
Okay.
I used to have a farm when I was a kid too. We grew.
You've done everything before. You, Afi.
Oh wow! You guys, you cry. You're not even saying it with him because you know it's you. Me and my dad used to grow pepper, okra, and cassava at the back of our house. Yeah. So then the pepper was much more easier to grow. So I agree with that.
Okay, that's nice.
Anyway, so that's just by the way.
Yeah. So you said you were a sports and so explain that. What's a sports entrepreneur?
Yeah, I know. I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like if people ask you what you do, just tell them. Don't tell them I'm this, I'm that. Just explain what it is, and then they'll gather what it is that you do. Yeah. So, basically, I organize sporting events. So I have a marathon coming up. I'm the race director. It's called the Millennium Marathon.
Okay.
It's on the 3rd of September.
Okay. We'll be there.
It's actually Ghana's. I would say it's our first international race, and proudly we've been recognized by the Ghana Athletics as the first gold label race in Ghana. So it's something that I put my all in. It's something that I feel like would help to put Ghana on the map. I was just watching Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth, and it's amazing how you see the whole scenery of Birmingham and the people and the streets, and like it's just a boost for tourism for them. And our hopes is that we'll get the marathon to that level one day where people will have thousands coming to Ghana to come and run it.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So have you, before you went into being an entrepreneur in the sporting field, did you ever compete? Like in your younger years?
Well, people are surprised when they see that I'm doing this because I was in the banking field.
Oh wow!
Actually, just 3 days ago, actually last week, my friend was like, Cathy, I knew you were going to be a lawyer because I love law and I'm very outspoken and like I really, really love reading law. So I feel like anything that's you do and you don't feel like it's really work, like you're just happy to do it, I think that's where you should channel your energy. Because I was working in a bank and just getting up to go, it was a drag. Like I asked myself, do I see myself doing this for like how many years? I can't. Like I'm like, no. And the sports found me. When I was in school, I think I used to throw these cards for my school and I was playing basketball, but I wasn't like an avid sports person. Like I didn't even look like a sports person, not at all. But sports found me because I had kids and I had to share the weight, and my husband and I happened to meet Haile Gabriel Selassie. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah,
he's like the marathon legend. Yes, from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And we met him, and he told us about like marathons, the marathons he runs in Ethiopia. He invited us. We went over, and we just caught on. I was like, no, Ghana needs something like this. We need to do this. So I think that was how my sports journey started. Like it was just by chance.
That's cool. So your experience as, essentially as a mother led you.
Yes, it was my experience as a mother that totally led me to have like a career change. And I also felt like it suited me because I'm a hands-on mother. Like going back, maybe it's because of how I was raised, because my mom was always there. And I was like, going to work, I want to be there for my kids. I want to be involved in what they're doing. I want them to come home and see mommy at home cooking, getting them ready for bed. And I felt like the career I had before wouldn't allow that room for me to be the kind of mother I wanted to be. So I was like, it was just perfect at the right time.
Yeah. So for your experience as a mother, what's your routine, like your daily routine?
Now it has changed, because I have the baby and it's been stressful. The beginning of, the motherhood. Once again, after 10 years, I had another baby. Like, my whole life changed. But before then, I'll wake up. Usually, I'm first to wake up. I'll do my runs before everyone else wakes up. And it used to be usually like something between 7 to 10 kilometers a day.
Whoa.
Yes. And
That's
then
wild.
yes, and then on the weekends I'll do my half marathon. Like, maybe I try to do that twice a month, like 21 kilometers. I actually go on the Millennium half marathon route, and then I am on alternate days I play tennis. So tennis is my favorite sport. So
That's one of my favorites too. Yes.
yes,
Hey,
so
Zuu. Zuu, can you play tennis? Even me that I've been playing, I didn't even say
You don't
favorite.
have to play
You
for
don't
it
have
to
to
be
play
his
for it for it to be
favorite.
my favorite.
Anyway,
I
that's
watch
true.
tennis.
That's true. You mean
I watch
it's your
every
favorite
tennis.
sport to watch?
Yeah, to watch. Yeah, but
No, but it came off
tried
like you
to
play.
No. I tried to play, but I'm not mobile enough. So I
Lord.
think I'm better watching
And observing
and
him.
observing. Yeah,
Yeah.
my favorite players, Rafa Nadal and
Okay.
of course Serena Williams. Yeah,
Okay.
so those are my favorites. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Nole fan. I'm Novak Djokovic, so
Oh.
I don't know why people say whenever I mention Novak. I'm like, I don't even know why people
I
detest
mean, it's
this
just because
guy.
he's like I guess he's just the biggest threat to
Everybody.
Nadal's
To them, yes.
legacy. So I mean,
He
yeah.
will overtake him. That one is for sure.
Probably,
But
probably.
yeah,
But yeah, that's really cool to hear that you are into. So were you like a tennis fan before you
Started to play.
started to play?
yes, I've always liked tennis in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like for the last 4 or 5 years, I've just been really into it, and that led me to start
And
an
She
initiative
Plays.
called She Plays Tennis. Because I was playing tennis and I wasn't seeing a lot of female playing. I was always playing with the guys.
This one is on my heart. This topic is on my heart. It's on my heart. Yeah.
I was like, let me play with someone like me and let me enjoy it. I'm
Yeah.
like, every day I'm playing with guys because I'm like, I don't see women. Why? So I started to do my research to see why weren't a lot of women coming. And I realized that women felt a little bit intimidated to come to a tennis court, not knowing anything about the sports, and then coming to play with the guy. They felt intimidated because they didn't see people who were like them there.
Yeah.
And I think they just felt like they needed to see someone like them before they would come. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
fine. Some women also felt comfortable playing with only female. So I'm like, let me just start this club where females who want to learn tennis come together. And then there'll be other females there who can play as well. Let's just form a club.
So yeah, and as I was saying, like this is something that's on my heart because I was watching Wimbledon in June. Was it in June? June, yeah. It was in June, yeah. And there was this lady, her name is Ons Jabeur, and she made it to the final of Wimbledon. And that's the first, I think it was the first woman from Africa to ever make the final. And she's from Morocco, which is like Africa, but like
Yeah.
It's still
not
Africa.
Really. It's still
It's still
Africa, but like
Africa.
not really. Like
What do you mean
I
not
would like
really?
to see like someone from like a black
Sub-Saharan.
woman, like a Ghanaian, get to the highest level of.
Yeah.
And I was always wondering like why do we never see, not even just Africa's like black people in general,
Yeah.
So I also did some research on it, and tennis is, if you want to get to that level, there's certain like the surfaces and things you need to play on a proper,
Yes.
like high standard of
Yes,
surface before
yes.
you can excel at that level. So
Yes. And you need to play a lot of competitions.
competitions as well.
Tennis
yes.
is, and the reason why you don't see is because it's an expensive sport.
It's
Very expensive,
Very
It's expensive
guys.
and you need to be dedicated. So you need to know at an early age that I want my child or the child wants to play tennis. And you need to be willing to let the child do the training, take the child on tours, travel across the world
Across
to
the world,
play
yeah.
and earn points. So most people, we have so much talent in Ghana when you go to the stadium, but they can't afford a plane ticket to even go to just Cote d'Ivoire or Togo, even a trip to go and play. So that's one thing that hinders them from advancing in their careers. Yeah.
Tennis is expensive.
It's
So
really
actually, it's
expensive,
because of you indirectly that I started to play because I went for the She Play
I
tennis
know,
thing.
and we try to make it cheaper for women.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to bring a tennis racket or
Just
balls.
come.
We provide that because we know that's a barrier.
Expensive.
So we sort all that out together with the court fees, and we make it at least affordable for ladies who want to play.
Yeah. Even for men, like I bought a racket and I played with that racket like 3 times. Now it's just in my wardrobe. It's just there.
It's just
It's
gathering
expensive.
dust.
Expensive.
expensive
I
to
mean,
play tennis,
I've started and it's expensive. Like I'm always crying because how much you even pay for court time before now
Yes.
they'll say that playing with
Yes.
the lights on is
Yes.
different
It's another-
price from
Yes,
playing.
it is, and then you have to paid whoever, even though you
Yeah,
paid,
paid.
if you hit with someone,
You
Yeah.
pay.
you have to pay.
You have
anytime
to
you
tip
hit.
the ball boy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot of
crazy.
cost involved. Yeah,
That's the-
hopefully. So with initiatives like yours, you know, I just hope that in the future we can have someone on that stage. You know, so
Yeah.
we need like a Serena,
Anochi.
not cheap. You know? We need somebody from Ghana to
Yeah.
take
not
us.
Serena.
Yeah,
Adwa,
yeah,
yeah, you know.
then we know that we are doing
then we
some.
have okay. Yeah, when we're watching, you know, tennis competition, you know, okay, this is Ghanaian lady or this Ghanaian man who's, you know, doing it first. So yeah, hopefully we get there one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for doing that.
So for me, the main reason why I wanted you to come was because of women and like weight problems, body dysmorphia, and all those things. So recently, for me, I've started becoming thick, like quite thick, and I don't even have like kids yet, you know. And you know how the Ghanaian women are not so like strict about their weight and stuff like us compared to people from the Western world. But there's still that whole.
Oh, there is. Now they're changing.
Now they are changing. Yes, now they are
Yes.
changing. So my question is like, how have you been able to keep fit and make sure that like your body stays within a specific range, even though you're having kids and all those things? Like I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it's a journey. Like right now, I'm not in shape. You can see, I've put on weight since I had the baby. But I also learned that women, we need to love ourselves and love our bodies first.
Yes.
There was a time where, like, if I put on so much weight, like, I'll be stressed. Like, I have to lose the weight, like, before. But now,
So why are you looking at me?
I think that we should focus on the health first.
Yeah.
Be healthy.
Yeah.
Afi, you are in great. Like,
Can you
thick.
imagine?
If you say thick, I don't even understand what
Like,
the thick means. Like, you're looking good. You're looking
Somebody,
good.
you say this, someone will slap you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I think that we should learn to love ourselves first,
Yeah.
and then the second thing is to look at the well-being. Not
Yeah.
the shape is a byproduct
Yeah.
of when you're exercising. It's the well-being that's the most important thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because if you're considering your shape and you're not eating well, you're starving yourself. You're not on a healthy diet just to look.
You people, I don't like that. She's explaining what are you both doing?
In the long run,
Nams.
not now. The diseases and the things that will pop up, you wouldn't know why. You'll be deficient in some things, you know, periods. Your period is not flowing very well. You don't know why because you're not eating well.
Yeah.
You start having breakouts because you're eating certain foods. You're not eating, you know. So you just have to think about your health first before you think about, I want to look skinny or I want this part of my body to be this and that way. Yeah, I think the health first, that will help. And then just know that it's a journey. Because if you look at women throughout our lives, we are not one weight.
Yes.
Because
very
we have
much.
Facts.
hormonal stuff. Like before I had a baby, I was having hormonal imbalances. It affects our weight. So you see someone who is all of a sudden got into a particular age in her life. Now the person just becomes so big. You don't know why. And people are very judgmental. They don't.
Oh, especially in Ghana.
Yes, they don't know what the
say,
person
hey,
is going through.
what's going on? Are we
Yes.
expecting something?
Oh my
That's
God.
the worst. Like you ask you, are you pregnant?
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So it's a journey. Accept that it's a journey. When you fall back, sometimes you overeat. Maybe some months you're not doing so well because you are stressed
That's
out.
me
Like
now.
you're
That's
going through
literally me now.
you're going through a patch in life. Just accept and own that. Oh, this is a patch in life. But
And love
also know that
yourself.
but also know that you don't want to stay there forever. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I accept that I'm here. I personally now accept that I'm here. Like I'm overweight from where I used to be.
yeah.
But I've also accepted that I want to start getting healthy. So I have a Nike Run Club that I created to motivate myself and other women. So every month we have a target of miles that we make either by walking or running. So slowly I'm starting to build my fitness back because I want to go back to the way I was. I'm okay. I've been like this for years. Enough. Now it's time for me to like really go back to being healthy and start eating healthy food again. Yeah. So just be comfortable with yourself. Know that it's a journey, but don't be too comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because health counts. Like being overweight is not healthy. It's not just that maybe someone says like, oh, my boyfriend likes me thick, but it's fine. But then the health side of it, most women, we don't notice these things until we grow up.
Yeah.
And from my personal experience, you might think that everything is hunky dory, like I'm fit, but then you start growing up, and then all these lifestyle diseases
Starts to come
creeping
in.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
hypertension.
a lot of young people have
diabetes.
high blood pressure without even knowing that they have it
They have it,
because they
yeah.
don't even check. And it's all about the food we are eating. We're not exercising,
Yeah.
you know?
It's very true.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I went vegan, because I was noticing, even in my family, some of these diseases are
Hereditary.
Yes.
What's the word?
hereditary, right?
Yes, hereditary.
Yes, hereditary.
My
Yes.
English
You
is
know,
coming.
it's in the family. Let's say that. So I was noticing that people in my family, you hear that this person has diabetes now, this person had a stroke, and I was like, And I know, like I just know, I don't know how I know, but I just knew that these are lifestyle diseases,
Yes.
and it's really how you live your life now that will determine how you live your life later on. And so that's why I decided to take steps. One of the reasons why I decided to take steps to, okay, let me reduce this, let me eat more of this, just so that I'm making, it doesn't even feel like a sacrifice, but let's say I'm making sacrifices now so I can live better in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that
I
was
agree.
why I started eating.
I
over here.
totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I'm glad you do. So, and on that note, please stop telling us that you are fat.
I didn't say I'm fat. Hey, can you relax?
Yeah. What did she tell you?
She's been starving.
She's going to starve herself.
That's what happened. I told her that.
Like,
I told her I'm only going to be doing this.
how
Yeah.
can you say you are fat? What are you telling us?
I did never said I was fat. You people should stop. You just get me into trouble on the podcast. I don't like that. People will come for
I
me.
have-
Just
I
try
have
and eat healthy
screenshots.
or like smaller instead of starving. You
Actually,
can eat smaller
you see, so
portions.
the problem is like in recent times, I've been a little bit stressed because I have like a very busy schedule, and I've just gotten like a lot of comfort from eating food, and
Well,
like
that's
now I
normal.
even
It
eat
happens.
when I'm not hungry. Like aside my 3 square,
Stress does
eating.
that.
Like it's just
Stress-
nice.
Stress does that. It does that to me too. Like actually, you just want to eat.
You just want
Yeah.
to eat
eat away.
something.
Eat
Yeah.
something.
Just
You go
eat.
open the fridge, look inside.
Before coming to, I opened the fridge like 7 times.
Yeah, it's
There's
normal.
nothing
It
there.
happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like
happens.
like you're saying, I mean, I'm encouraged by
Yeah.
talking to you because I've been scared that like people are like, I feel you're overreacting. You're not fat, but nobody becomes fat in a day.
I
You
agree
get
with
it.
you.
It's like a little by little,
You're starting
little.
to see that you're.
I'm
eating
starting to see
more
that my
on
jeans
your-
is not fitting again. Do you understand? I
Yeah.
say, So I have to
get,
watch it.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Like, don't wait till you get there where it becomes very difficult for you to,
Yeah.
come back to,
Yeah.
your original way. Yeah.
And then even in the same vein of this whole conversation, have you had an experience where like you are exercising or you are gymming and then someone is like, hey, you are slim, so why are you doing this?
What are you doing
Because
here?
that happens to me a lot when I go to the gym. Like and I
Why
get
are
very
you here?
hurt.
Yeah.
No, because it's also kind of body shaming, if in my opinion. Like you are telling me that I am slim, so I don't deserve
You
to
don't
be
deserve to be in
exercising on the
gym.
gym.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
there are people who are slim but they are not fit.
Yes.
There's some people who are big but they are fit.
Very
Yeah,
fit.
fit, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't judge people by how they're looking. Well, I remember when I used to run at the gym. I'm moving like, hey, madam, hey, are you running a competition? Are you an athlete? People keep asking when I'm an athlete. They see me running like 10 kilometers, so like every day,
Non-stop.
non-stop. Like, hey, madam, this
Is
madam,
Is everything
dear.
okay?
People ask me and they don't understand why
Yeah.
I'm doing that. Like,
Yeah.
why? And when I tell people I'm traveling to run a marathon, like, just like that, you are paying to go and run a marathon outside.
Yeah,
But
just
why?
go to run.
Is someone paying you? Like, people people don't get that.
I can't believe they can't understand. Like,
Yeah.
I get that. I
Like,
get that.
hey, like you're your own self. You've decided to
Yes,
put yourself
yes,
through this, like,
yes.
by your own free will.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. People just need to understand
Yeah.
that we're doing it, like you're
Yeah.
saying, for your future self. Because now you are young, you're healthy, but maybe 10 years from now, you would have wished you started earlier.
Yeah.
Because if you start having all these problems with your health, then you'll be like, oh, mini man can be started, but then it would have been too late. So yeah.
So I have a question with respect to this decision that you've made with respect to exercising, being a sports entrepreneur and all that. How has your family and your friends, that's my favorite question, like your family and friends, you mentioned that someone was like, like we all knew that Cathy was going to be a lawyer. Has it always been a smooth thing, or people were not, and even your husband, for example?
Well, my husband, for one, is very supportive of everything I do. And I think that my personal lifestyle change has impacted my family in a way, because my kids also know about health. Because when they see that I put on, like, mommy, you stop exercising, mommy, you have to go back.
Wow.
Mommy, this food is too oily. My son knows food that has too much salt and too oily, food that
Yeah.
is not healthy. And that brings me joy, because I'm like, okay, he's also going to grow up with this and know that he needs to eat healthy.
Yeah.
And they come with me on walks or runs when I do. My kids play tennis, which I'm happy about. Well, my friends, I think everyone in general, because sports is something that a lot of women haven't tapped into.
Yeah.
So I think it's very unique, and people are, interested in seeing what is she doing. They want to understand, So I think in that light, I think I've been very blessed to have people to embrace what I am doing, and want to see more. So I haven't had people who are like, what is this? No, not at all, not at all. My family has been supportive. It's not easy for a woman to be in the sports field because people want to know that you understand what you're doing. You're like, oh, she's a woman, but what has a woman got to do with sports?
Yeah. But they don't ask the same questions of men.
No, they don't add the same question of competency when it comes to sports.
Have you had any discrimination before?
Not discrimination, but I would say issues to do with competence. People feel like you're not competent because you're a woman. But I feel like my work and what I do speak for itself. And so 100%. People, exactly, when people hear me talk or they ask me questions or have meetings with me, they know that, no, it's coming from a place of knowledge. So then they don't just rubbish anything I'm saying. So I think that if you enter any business, you need to know your word. You need to know your stuff. You need to get it right. You can't just say that I'm this and you don't know anything about it.
There's this question I get from my friends who are girls, and let's say they want to start working out, they want to make healthy decisions, and it's like, oh, but so when I go to the gym, I don't want to, should I do this? Should I do shoulder press? Should I my shoulders and my biceps? I don't want to walk like what would you say? Do you have the same?
Hey, but why are girls coming to you for gym advice? What do you know about sports?
Oh, okay. I'm even wearing a sports top. I mean,
He looks in shape though, Afi.
I don't even work out.
Zuu doesn't work out.
I'm trying to get.
It's a natural one.
It's a natural one. So imagine if I work out, then
You'll be buff.
Because it's vegan. Vegan is
it's part of it. So I mean, they see me and like, oh, this guy must know. So they come and ask me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I used to work out, but it's long ago. I'll get back to it though. So they come and ask me, I don't want to do this workout. Should I carry this? I don't want to look like this. Do people tell you the same thing? Like when you're in the gym, oh, Cathy, don't carry this. Don't carry this like that.
I lift heavy weights. I don't know if you've seen it, but before I had my baby, like I was lifting like probably about 60, 70 almost. Because I had
squats?
For squats.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I had a trainer who is a national weightlifting coach.
Okay.
So weightlifting was part of my regimen. Either I run or I weight train before I play tennis. So people are like, hey, Uber bold. Like, because when they see the weightlifters in the gym, the way they're like. But then I think that is a misconception. Weight doesn't make women muscular. Rather, it defines our shape more. Because if you see a woman who lifts, you see that she's firm. Because one thing that women suffer from is like elasticity of our skin as we are growing older. And if you are someone who also is big and you've lost weight, you realize that you have saggy skin.
Excess skin,
Weight training helps to firm and put things in place. And as a mother, I can say this for myself, for my tummy area, that I have some saggy skin around my belly. But when I started weight training, I said, I for the first time, I could actually see my six-pack. And I was like, yes. And I didn't do that before. Before I was only doing running. But when you combine the two, you get the maximum effect of losing weight but also being fit. You see the woman, she wears her clothes, she has a solid body.
But Ghanaian men, it's like Ghanaian men don't like women who are like properly toned. It's like they want your flesh to be soft.
Don't do this for Ghanaian men, do this for you.
No, I'm saying like it's a thing. It's a thing. So that's why some women are like, they don't want to become too slim fit because now your body will be hard.
So
my thighs will be hard. My buttocks will be hard.
But no, it will be fair. It won't be hard. I feel
they
to
said
be
that
fair.
we had like rock.
But also
they'll be laughing and said that this girl
no.
there, her buttocks is hard.
No. but I feel another thing is that we also need to understand that every woman has a different body structure. There are some women who have muscle. Naturally, they have. There are about 3 or 4 different body shapes. Some women naturally have that body structure already. So a little workout brings out their muscles. Some women are in a way that me when I was in the gym weightlifting, I've been doing it for like almost a year, but you hardly see any.
Yeah, cuts.
Exactly. All you could see was my six pack and
Yeah.
some femme
Yeah.
areas, but nothing like me becoming macho, like my
Yeah.
bombole. Like, do
Yes. Yes.
you know those people take steroids? Sorry.
Some of them,
Yeah, some
yeah,
of them
yeah,
Yeah,
steroids,
that's-
something
yes, yes.
to look
To
that
look
way.
muscular,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that with the right food, right healthy balanced diet and right exercise regimen, weight training and then aerobics, I think that you'll be fine. You look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ladies, please carry the metals.
Yes, do it. You can look
Carry the
fit
metals.
and it's for you and not for anybody else. It's for your
Yes.
own health, right?
Yes.
And then I also want to ask a question about like finances. Like, how has it been organizing all these events? Like, how are you financing all of them? Like, is money coming in? Stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I think that anybody who enters business, you need to look at the bottom line. You need to be smart about business. And with sports, in developing countries, it's difficult. We're talking about how people can't play tennis because they don't
Tennis,
have
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I think that sports goes in hand with economic development. The
Yeah.
more developed an economy is, the more likely you see people spending on sports. So we're in a peculiar situation where I'll say Ghana is middle low income. I don't know whether that's the word. So
Yeah.
a lot of people do not have that kind of disposable income to spend on sports. So
Yeah.
you as an entrepreneur, you need to be smart and figure out ways to make money.
Yeah.
There's money to be made in sport if you know the right way. You need to know all your marketing and all your entrepreneurship elements, like
Yeah.
marketing, right pricing and all that. All that plays a part in what I do as sport. So it is lucrative, yes. If you do your work well, you make money out of it, just like any other business. So yeah, it's money comes in. I have people that I work with. I have staff that look up to me. So yeah, I think it's a good area to go in if you are dedicated and you have the passion for it.
And have you also had to put like some of your money inside and you're like, hey Charlie, if this thing doesn't
Most deaf. I don't know any entrepreneur in Ghana
Who has it? Yeah,
and the
gone through
beginning
that.
is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I won't lie, it was
Yeah.
tough for them because people need to even understand. Like she plays, understand the concept, accept it before putting money there. So beginning you struggle unless you have some big chunk of money sitting somewhere that
just-
you want to
yeah.
use. It's tough. But I always say that go start small because I learned this in entrepreneurship in school. Always start small as an entrepreneur. So if you have a dream, start with 1 or 2 clients, 3, 4, make it better. Then it starts growing. And so you don't need so much money to start something. Have
Yeah.
a good idea. You have friends around you can do things pro bono. I remember she plays. I started with pro bono with a lot of the coaches. I'm like, hey, I have this plan, but
Idea.
if you stick with me, you make money.
the
Along the
future,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, and they did, and then it's starting to pay off. So yeah. You definitely have to invest. If not your money, your time,
Yeah,
or
for
something
sure.
else.
you definitely have to
Sure.
invest something.
Yeah.
How many years have you done the marathon for now?
With 2014. So I've been in marathon. I'd say about almost 7 years
Wow.
now.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
and yeah, so 7 years now and counting.
Yeah, that's inspiring. That's inspiring. So just to go back to the conversation of motherhood. So I remember I think it was it Kim Kardashian? Or one of these famous ladies was going to have a baby and she knew that she was getting pregnant. So she started working out as soon as she found out she was pregnant, and she kept on like working out throughout the pregnancy and then after the pregnancy so that she could like get back in shape. Is that a thing that you would suggest that new mothers do, or is it that you wait, have the baby, then you
Just
start
relax,
working
eat
out?
and then just be there.
No, I would say that start now. Like start now because first few months after I gave birth, I lost all the weight. I lost 40 kg in like a month.
Wow.
It just dropped, bang, because I put on a lot of weight, and I knew that it was because of how I was before I got pregnant.
Yeah.
It's just not that I became lazy. I've put on the weight back, but I just lost all the weight. So start now, start exercising. Don't wait till say that, oh, I want to have all my kids, because it's more difficult to lose the weight if you haven't started exercising at all.
Yeah.
When I had my first son, I wasn't into exercise. It took me a long time to lose the weight. So start now. But if you're pregnant now, this is not a time for you to start running a marathon. Like you
Yeah.
can just do little things and wait
Yeah.
till you have your baby,
Yeah.
and then you can get into it. But if you are not pregnant, I would advise any woman to start working now before they get pregnant.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant, I was playing tennis.
Yeah, I saw
Yes,
a video
I
of
was
you. I was
playing
like,
tennis
hey,
when I was
Cathy.
I could play it because I was so heavy. I needed to move my body. I need to
Yeah.
get active. And if you're active during pregnancy, labor comes quickly. It just comes like that.
Yeah.
If you are stagnant in your one place, you realize that your labor is difficult. Yeah. So I would advise any woman to be active
You
Yeah.
have to exercise.
when you're
Okay.
pregnant.
That's dope. So, Afi, do you have any more questions?
No. So before we wrap up, do you have any upcoming events or anything that you are working on that you want everybody to know about? You told me about the Eve woman thing, like anything,
Yes.
everything.
Eve is something on the side, it's a huge thing, but I'm here for the sports thing. The marathon is coming up. We have a 5 kilometer for people who, like, are you Afi? You're not a runner. You can just
I'm
come
not a
and walk
runner.
5
Yeah.
kilometers. You can just come and walk 5K.
No, I can do it.
Yeah, and then we have the 21 half marathon as well. It's on the 3rd of September. It's open to everyone, Ghanaians and foreigners alike. You just come and have fun. A day of fitness with your friends. Network, meet people. Eat and stuff. So I invite all Ghanaians to be part of the marathon. You can register on our website, millenniummarathon.com,
Okay.
or go to the Accra Sports Stadium and register.
We'll do online.
We have to save
Are you sure?
money on transport.
Are
so
you
we'll
sure?
do the
Are you
online.
sure you not do the marathon online too? The
Oh, no,
5K.
I'll be there.
Down there, we'll be there physical. Stay with plan. We'll come
Is it
through.
where's the routes? Like where do you pass with the marathon?
Half marathon is Independence Square, goes through Osu, Oxford Street, Switchback Road, the main highway, Flagstaff House, back to Independence Square. It's a loop, so they go twice for 21K.
Oh,
But the
okay.
5K is just Independence Square through Osu and back to Independence Square. So you can do that.
You can do that one.
It's totally doable.
So we'll be there.
It's short, so you can do it. Okay, we've all had nums in the back. Oh. We'll be looking for you
Now
on the
since you'll be
D-Day.
doing the marathon. We've heard. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so we're about to wrap up. There's this thing we like to do. We call it rapid fire.
Okay.
So I'll say a word or a phrase, and you say the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
So if I say podcast, what do you say?
Accra Stay by Plan.
Close enough.
That's
Stay by
good,
plan.
that's
Yes.
good.
Stay by plan.
Yes. Good job. Good job.
Good. That's the only question that has one correct answer.
Aha.
So I'll say 3 phrases or sentences, and then you just say the first thing that comes to mind. So
Okay.
biggest sporting regrets for you.
What comes to mind?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't have any.
Yeah.
For
That's
even
nice.
if it's like an athlete that you follow.
Okay, biggest sport. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Biggest sporting regrets. What's his name? Lance Armstrong.
Oh, okay. When you went to take
Yeah.
performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah. Seven titles stripped. I was just even reading on him
Yeah,
yesterday. Yeah,
yeah.
Lance
I
Armstrong.
remember. I think he came on Oprah. Was it Oprah that he came on and said, "Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doped."
Yeah.
Sad. I
Yeah,
thought you were going to
sad.
say Djokovic not taking the vaccine.
No.
That's not.
He's
it.
entitled. No, he's entitled to his opinion.
Of
No.
course. Yeah. Okay. So next thing, funniest thing about motherhood.
One phrase. You want me to say one phrase or
Oh,
something?
you can say even as an essay.
Okay, so I don't know if mothers can relate. Like you're holding your baby is put to bed, and you want to use the washroom so badly, and you're thinking whether should I go should I actually? I've actually thought should I actually go to the toilet with the baby?
Yeah.
Not with the baby, but the baby at my back. Look,
Yeah.
I'm sure most mothers have had this experience.
Can relate,
Charlie,
yeah.
it's coming, but the baby you're either breastfeeding or the baby's at your back, or
Yeah.
you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Should I put the baby down and go, or should I go in there with the baby, or can I put the baby by the door once I'm there so I can keep an eye on the baby?
Wow.
It's funny.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's so many things about
We don't think
you
about
think
it.
about parenthood. Yeah,
Yes.
that's so interesting. That's so interesting. Okay, and then just your advice, any advice for mothers?
Mothers, I think that there's no right way to parenting. I'll say so. Just do you and make sure that you, as a mother, you are in good health and good mental health because you need that to take care of your baby.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's what I would say.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. So yeah, we also like to ask our guests, is there anyone you want us to talk to on this podcast?
Oh, there's so many women
Yeah.
that I know I should talk to. There's so many. You want me to mention one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
one or two, three,
Few
four.
names, yeah.
I think you should bring Jay, my friend Jay, Mukasi Chick.
Okay,
I
okay.
think that's she has a story to tell about Ghanaian food and so
For
much
sure,
to say. Yeah,
for
you
sure.
should bring that one.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll reach out to
Yeah.
her.
And
yes.
you've said everything. Let me also say
So
something.
please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
And we want to know what song you've been listening to recently, so we can add it to our playlist.
Oh, for sure, Burna Boy.
Woo!
For sure.
Yeah.
It's the whole new album. Or just do
the-
you have a favorite?
Yes, definitely. Last, and it's plenty. These two. So
Mm.
as I was carrying, that's what I was
Listening to in
in
the car.
the
Yeah, I
car.
heard
My
it.
kids can even
Plenty.
sing because it's
Yeah.
on repeat. It's
Yeah.
on it's on repeat.
Yeah.
Those two
Definitely
songs are very
Burna
good.
Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's plenty.
definitely.
It's plenty.
It's plenty.
a
It's
jam.
Yeah, he's
jam.
done well
Yeah.
as usual.
Yeah.
Very soon he'll be on the podcast, so you guys should stay tuned. We'll be
Yeah.
Yeah,
interviewing
we'll bring
Burna
Burna Boy
Boy.
here. Daddy will call you so you come meet him.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for coming on Stay by Plan. It's been amazing. Once again, please follow us on social media at Stay by Plan Pod. You can find Cathy on social media at
Cathy Morton GH.
Cathy Morton GH.
And then when you go and you read her bio, all the other things she does are there. So you just tap on each of them and follow.
One by one.
And make sure you sign up for the marathon
Yes.
because we are running.
We'll be
Now
there.
put the camera on me. Oh, make sure you sign up for the marathon because we are all going to be there. So we'll see you there. I'll see you at the finish line.
Hey, serious.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Stay by Plan.
This episode was recorded, produced, and edited by There Is No Studio.
Yes, that's the name. There's no studio. And thank you to the team, Nikita, Nams Photography, and Elizato.
Elizato. And the opening song was produced by Lil Kwaw.